Chelsea are closing in on the signing of Facundo Bounanote from Brighton on loan. Could Facundo Bounanote be the surprise alternative after missing out on Xavi Simons? At this point, I feel like Chelsea should annex Brighton Albion already. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the 6 Yard Banter, your front row seat to the Premier League's top 6 drama with a Chelsea twist. Here, it's Chelsea first and rivals next. Honestly, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I'm so deflated and sad that Chelsea missed out on signing Xavi Simons and Tottenham got him instead. It's so sad, and the reason is not the fact that Xavi Simons is a very good player. Of course, he's a good player, and if he had ended up at Chelsea, it takes our club or attacking prowess to a different height, differently from where we are right now. And it just feels like we decided to give him to Tottenham without even fighting, which goes to show that Chelsea decided not to go for Xavi Simons. And now my question is, the reporters who put this news out, the likes of Fabrizio Romano, Florian Plettenberg, Ben Jacobs, and the rest. Fabrizio Romano stated earlier on that the signing or the completion of Xavi Simons to Chelsea was at 85%, which means we were just mere formality. All that was left were mere formalities, going through papers and all that, and dotting the I's and crossing the T's, and boom, Xavi Simons he was supposed to be the creme de la creme, like the cherry on the icing for our summer transfer window, and it just turns out that we just ended up bottling it. A lot of fans are not understanding or noticing something with the Tottenham squad. They are not as weak, or they are no longer as weak as they used to be. I know that it's still the early phase of the season. We're just about to enter into the third week or the third match of the season. But when you notice Tottenham of this season to last season, you will see that there's a bigger gap between the two. The difference between the last season and this season is that they look very structured, organized, and calm, especially when they're on the ball, when they're with the ball in possession. Now they have in attack Richarlison, Mohamed Kudus, and now they have Brennan Johnson, who seems to be doing quite well or decently on the left side, and with Kulusevski yet to come back into the squad, they now have Xavi Simons joining them. Do you think that this team is weak? If they manage to keep Van der Ven fit for a long duration of the season alongside Romeo, they have a very strong squad, and I dare say it now that I'm not going to be surprised or shocked if they end up doing dirty on Chelsea when they come up against Chelsea, because they are almost at the same level as Chelsea, and this is no jokes, and this is no jabs, and this is not me saying from a place of hurt or disappointment. This is me saying from a place of fact that their team, Tottenham, is becoming as strong as Chelsea. Chelsea, I understand that we don't have enough revenue stream to generate money and income to be able to compete in the market, and we want to be able to buy players on the cheap and then flip them for profit on the long time. But that is one on one side. What about the now? We want to challenge. We want to do. Why are we going for Facundo? Facundo, what is his name? I can't even. Yeah, Facundo Bounanote. Is that the surprise alternative to Xavi Simons? I am having headache from it already. I'm feeling sick from it. I feel sick to my stomach saying that Tottenham are becoming as strong as Chelsea. We want to be challenging for major honors. It looks like Tottenham are more serious than Chelsea. How did we end up here? We got awarded for being the only team to have won all European trophies. That should have motivated us enough to want to even do better. Why are we allowing ourselves get weakened and then allowing our opponents get stronger? It's not making any more sense to me. It's not. It's not computing at this point. It's not. The computer isn't computing. It's not making any more sense to me. I understand the need to generate income and all that. We're weakening the squad, letting players like Nkunku go, letting players like Jackson go. I understand. I understand Jackson is not everything, but he's done it to a decent level for two seasons. Excuse me, and we're letting him go as we have let Christopher Nkunku join AC Milan, and I believe he's been unveiled already. He's passed his medical and all that. And Xavi Simons has already been unveiled, and you needed to see the unveiling. It's beautiful. That it just felt like a knife went through my chest. Why? Why did you? Why did this news? The narrative. Why did they put this narrative out there? Made us believe that Xavi Simons was Chelsea's and Chelsea's alone. Only for them, I don't know who's behind this, whether it's to sell, generate more engagement or whatnot. I mean, it's sad. Why Chelsea? Why? And then was settling for Facundo Buonanotte, and I'm not dissing Facundo Buonanotte. Even still, he is not of the same level as Xavi Simons. You would think that the surprise alternative would be someone like Fermin Lopez and uh, Morgan Rogers. But no, it turns out that even the UEFA regulations is tough on us, and then we cannot do so much spending. Then why are we letting players like Nkunku go? Nkunku would have done a very good job in this squad. We needed a 10, and we let Nkunku go. We'll allow Xavi Simons sign for Tottenham after beginning him up nearly the whole summer, and to the last few days of the transfer window, we allowed Tottenham snap up Xavi Simons, and then we sell Nkunku. Why did we sell Nkunku? How did we end up here? How? Anyway, this is everything I have to say as regards Xavi Simons and the strategy behind this whole transfer window. it looked like we're doing so great with Joao Pedro. It looked like we're doing so great with Liam Delap. It looked like we're doing very well having a backup for Marco Corella. We look shaky in the goalpost with Sanchez still being the number one, still the number one. Something to have excited us, and boom, they still took it off us and trying to replace him with Facundo Buonanotte. He's a decent player, don't get me wrong. Okay, but is it Chelsea level? Is he Chelsea level? How much job is he going to do? We're paying nearly 25 million euros for Facundo Buonanotte. And the condition is that he must get a reasonable playing time, which means that it feels like it's about to be another experiment this season. So when are we going to be serious title contenders? Because now it looks like we're going to be contending for top four instead of contending for the title. We're supposed to be seen as the dark horse to challenge. Chelsea. I said in my previous video that being a Chelsea fan should come with a health warning sign, because it is just what it is. Every other team are strengthening themselves, and it is obvious with the kind of players that they are buying and adding to their squad. You could see that it's no joke, and this league is going to be so tough. Tottenham has just ended up beating Manchester City at the Etihad. You think I'm not saying our squad is weak, but Tottenham are starting to become the team that will be able to stand toe to toe with just about any team that they are up against. And that includes Chelsea. We are so injury prone at the back line. You never know when Fofana is going to go down injured again. Okay, Sanchez starts to get his bozo moment. Hopefully, they are not as much as they were last season. It's just. Today's news has just been chaos. Anyway, that's all I have to say about the Xavi Simons deal and Facundo Buonanotte. Let's quickly talk about Alexandra Isak. The thing I've noticed is that if you do not have any foundation or background as a footballer of the background of Manchester City or Brighton, Chelsea are hardly interested in you or will hardly go for you. But the thing is, Brighton and Manchester City don't have all the good players. They have good players. They're good at building and developing players. We also have other teams that does that and does that even better. So why are we only just boxing ourselves to just Manchester City? And Xavi Simons is of the same age bracket as the type of players that Chelsea want to go for. Why do we have to buy $3, $4, $5 worth of players? We always want to buy cheap. I'm going to try as much as possible I'm going to try to minimize and have high expectations of reports of Chelsea being linked with any kind of players going forward. Because today, just the news of Xavi Simons joining Tottenham today has completely made me sad the whole day. And yeah, I don't know Xavi Simons from nowhere, and he has never heard of me from anywhere. So why should I be so bothered? But then I was just Chelsea has just been the team, and I hate to say that other teams are getting stronger, and I am still I I'm impressed with what the sporting directors have done so far, but I just wanted them to just get the Xavi Simons deal over the line. Would have been the highlight of the summer for Chelsea. Anyway, so that's that about everything concerning Chelsea and Facundo Buonanotte. Now let's move on to Alexander Isak, and then we'll talk about Newcastle completing the signing of Woktemade, and then we can talk about my lineup prediction, my predicted lineup, and then talk about what I expect to be the goal line between the Premier League's top six games. So Liverpool are ready to go all in and bid again for Alexander Isak. As player stance has never changed. Isak only wants Liverpool, and if Newcastle decides to open the doors after Woktemade, plus one more striker also expected to join, Liverpool are ready. So I think I still believe strongly that Isak is going to end up at Liverpool, but is Isak the only thing that makes Liverpool strong? Because I said in my previous videos that Liverpool are looking weak at the back, and I think that's because Kanate's head is elsewhere. He's already distracted with the calling of Real Madrid. So I feel like since Ekitike is doing very well at the moment, I believe that Isak has to come in and not be outrightly the number nine. He has to battle it out and fight for his position, fight for the nine position with Ekitike. The most important position that Liverpool needs to shore and strengthen should be the defense line. And there is a news that Liverpool and Mercury are optimistic that they're going to get Mercury from Crystal Palace. If Crystal Palace ends up keeping Mercury for another season, it walks away without Crystal Palace getting any form of transfer fee. So the best bet is for Crystal Palace to allow Mercury join Liverpool for the amount that they've been offered. I think they've been offered around £35 million thereabout, which is good. Factoring that is Mercury is in the last year of his contract, so I don't see any reason why you want to keep a player whose contract is about to come to an end. So it will just to Crystal Palace all the best to allow Mercury join Liverpool. Let me know what you guys think about that, and let's talk about Woktemade was signed for Newcastle. So breaking. Nick Woktemade to Newcastle. Here we go. Agreement in place after official bid accepted. Fee over €80 million plus add-ons. Medical in England in the next 24 hours with travel being arranged right now. Long-term deal agreed with Woktemade, who says yes to Newcastle Football Club. So this is just like I said. Every team in the top, every other team in the top six are really strengthening in the last days of the transfer window, while Chelsea are weakening and trying to just I don't know, it's really sickening. Anyway, so Newcastle there's still the news that Newcastle have not given up on Strad Larsen of Wolves, so which means that makes two strikers that are trying to get, two nines that are trying to get all together, and that's a strong squad on its own. Let me know what you guys let me know what you think about Liverpool Newcastle signing Nick Woktemade, and whether you think they're going to get Strand Larsen. Now let's talk about my predicted lineups for the Chelsea versus Fulham game. This is my lineup for the game between Chelsea and Fulham at the Bridge. Enzo Maresca has confirmed that Cole Palmer will not be involved in the game against Fulham, and hopefully he's going to be back after the international break. We don't have Lavia back, and if you look at my bench, my substitute bench, you can see that we are getting weaker and thinner, and we're supposed to be taking part in 4 competitions: that's the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, the Premier League, and the Champions League, and we're only having incomings like, okay, we've gotten Garnacho, and now we're closing in on a deal for Facundo Bounanote, who is just a decent player but not as good as Chelsea's standard. Anyway, so this is my lineup with Sanchez in goal, Tosin at the right centre back, Trevor Chalobah at the left centre back, Reece James on the right full back, Cucurella on the left full back, Enzo and Moises Caicedo, Neto on the left side of the attack, Esteval in the 10. On the Esteval on the right side of the attack, and Joao Pedro just behind as the 10, and Liam Delap as the front as the striker. I feel like if we need to substitute and rest players, we can bring on players like Esugo, Gittins. If we need more firepower, we can bring. I don't think we're going to use Tyreek George because we're hearing that Tyreek George is on his way out. So our team is getting weaker by the day. Anyway, so yeah. I think Chelsea will win by 2-1 or 3-1. I'll just leave it at that. 3-1 at best. But I think Chelsea should win comfortably. And I'm going to be paying attention to the energy and fitness level. And then elsewhere, let's talk about Brighton and Man City on Sunday. I think Man City would have a slim win. 2-1, Man City win, or 3-1, 3-2 rather. The Liverpool Arsenal, I think, is going to be a 1-1 or 2-2 draw. Manchester United versus Burnley. I want to believe that Manchester, at the very least, even if they are in the mud, should be able to beat Burnley, and I think they should win maybe 2-0 thereabout. And Newcastle, I believe Newcastle conveniently beat Leeds, outmuscle them in every way, and they're just going to break through Leeds and win conveniently, probably 3-0. What else again? I think Chelsea, like I said, Chelsea should win comfortably. I don't care whether it's comfortably or cook or nail. Chelsea, just win. That's all I care about. Right now, that's the only thing that is just going to make me feel better. Okay, so let me know what you guys think about everything I've been talked about. I look forward to hearing from you. And until we meet again, it's Chelsea first and rivals next. Peace.